Peace, 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 divine ones. Welcome to the Enfranchised Collective. We are a group of independent contractors, entrepreneurs, professionals, families, singles, couples who are all working really diligently to build generational wealth and residual income for our families. We are light-minded beings on a mission to grow our community and to be very strategic and specific about obtaining freedom. What does that look like? So I'm going to come talk to you all today a little bit about our mission and some of the specials we have going on. There's going to be a video following this of a Zoom that I put together. And if you are here in this channel and it's your first time here on my YouTube channel, welcome. I am the Holistic Alchemist, aka Omena L, aka the Water Blue Goddess, aka the Holistic Concierge. So I have many monikers. I am into all things wellness, all things holistic, because we are born free, we are born whole, we are born perfect, and we are born complete. And so it is my mission for the Enfranchised Collective Communal Investment Group to have everybody understand that we're born free. And so we're definitely interested and have been already making moves towards creating a in-home banking system. Now, I was watching David Grace on Earn Your Leisure, and I love those brothers, and I really am amazed by what this young brother is doing at 30 years old, and even before 30, because he's 30 now, but he's earning upwards of like $1.2 million a month. He is a brilliant creator of video games, and I'm sure other beautiful technology. He also is a father of 5. He's a husband, and he is all about unlearning all of the lies of colonialism and colonial racism that we were taught. You know, unlearning the habits of PTSD and depression and drama from systemic racism, unlearning those things to relearn that we are infinite beings. And so when you are coming into the Enfranchised Collective, that is the goal. The goal is, even if you can't see, right, like where money might be working in your life to flow, you know that long term you want to be able to achieve infinite residual income, and you know that it's a possibility. You just may not know how to get there. That would have been a better way of saying it. So I'm going to talk about this amazing special that we have. Our first investment that we're doing is a flower. I'm sure many of you have heard about the flower, and there's a lot that is to unfold about a flower. There's a lot you're going to learn about a flower. And for those of you who are joining one, or those of you who are starting one, you know, if I had advice to give you, it would be this: stick with it, because you're going to come across people and that you speak to who you would be like, oh yeah, they totally get this, and they're totally going to come on and join. And then there are those people who you might be like, they're not going to join. Strategically speak to people that you know their why. You know that there's something, you know what it is, their goals that they want to achieve for their family. You know that maybe they have a business that struggled from this quarantine. You know that they have a family and of multiple children, or maybe it's just one child. And you know that they want to provide something more longevitous for their family. Whatever it is, know the person's why. Don't assume anything, and stick with it, because you will be growing in this. You will be growing in this. You will not know everything. You will not be able to figure everything out. There's some things that you're going to learn along the way, even about the flower, that most people in the videos don't talk about, because I get it. It's a lot of information already, trying to break down the levels of fire, air, earth, and water. And you have 15 people, and then the flower splits, and it goes on this side here, and you have 16 people waiting here. They don't tell you that you have 16 people waiting on the other side, and they also don't tell you that the winds, the because you only see two earths, but that earth position is really representing the two winds. There are two winds on that one side of the earth position, and that is why it has to split. But and if they do explain it that way, I've seen a few videos. It just did not register like that. So I came into my flower twice as a fire, and I brought in 4 people. And what I didn't understand was that split, and that, wow, on one half of my flower there are 2 earths, and there are 16 people waiting on each side. There are 16 fires, because it's 8 on the one half of that flower, and there's another 8 on the other half. And that same thing repeats on the other half of my flower A, right, where there's 8 people waiting on that half of the flower and another 8 people waiting on that half of the flower. So technically 8 times 4 is 32. There are 32 fires that paid me. Yeah, because it's 8, 8, 8, 8. It's 4 flowers that are splitting, right? So basically the flower doesn't split in 3, it splits in 4. And a lot of videos will tell you that it splits in 3, but it really does not, because you have those 4 people in the earth position, and so there are 4 flowers that are splitting together. So that's the first thing that I learned. You know, you're not going to see this in every video, so you would have to be in a position, in a place to be very, very easy. The next thing, colonial racism really did a number on people born in this country, and that we are so used to saying no to each other. We're so used to doubting each other's brilliance and wisdom, and or maybe even looking at us like we're not brilliant and wise. And so that I don't really have to trust you. I'd rather go work in a job that really is a plantation and really is a freaking pyramid. And it's the worst pyramid of all things, because in that pyramid, you're not really raising anywhere. You might have a few people that'll reach the top. I've heard people say things like that about the flower. No, only certain folks are going to get their money because somebody at the bottom loses. It's just the way it has to go. No, that's the system or the formula that you have allowed yourself to believe because this is what you're taught. And it's so subconscious, right? It's so subconscious that you don't even really recognize how deep we have, our beliefs are intertwined into somebody else's beliefs or what somebody else has told us and taught us. So I'm here to break that. At the Enfranchised Collective, we are breaking all of those rules or all of those preconceived notions of what a person can and can't do. We believe in the limitless. That is really what we believe in. And we know that true freedom is something that I'm born into. It's not like, oh, I'm an enslaved person. I have to follow this rule and this regulation. Says who? The people who made the rules and regulations were racist people who didn't have us in mind. I was doing census training, and in 1787, when they counted us as 3/5 a person. And you really think I'm gonna be fucking working for an organization that, anyway, it just, or I will not digress. But the rules and regulations in which we're following are all someone else's thoughts, someone else's ideas and ideologies. And so therefore, back to what I'm saying, and not to really get too far stretched away from the point, and that is, you have to unlearn to relearn, bringing it back to my brother David Grace. You have to speak to people who, again, they may not have total financial literacy, but they know that money is directly related to currency and energy. That money is directly related to a sense of freedom that has nothing to do with the paper money, but that has everything to do, and I'm quoting this from my good sister Shawnee Benton Renee. I don't want anybody thinking that I came up with this and made this, but that money is my own natural energy yield. If they understand that, and they understand that, and even if they don't get the full energy piece, but they just know like there's something more than working for somebody, because that is, like I said, the biggest pyramid. You have these workers at the bottom, You have subpar supervisors. I was talking to somebody at Spectrum today. I was like, I want to talk to the manager. They put me on the phone with the lead supervisor, lead person. Are you the manager? No, I'm not. But this is kind of our protocol of what we do. But that's not what I asked. I didn't ask to speak to you. So the point is that jobs, you have levels, and you might get to a certain level, and that's it, right? And somebody's telling you what your hours are. They're telling you when you can work, how many days you can work. They're basically predicting your lifestyle of what you can do for your family. And is that what you really want to be a part of? African, melanated, brilliant, divine people? No, you don't. Some of you might think that, but you don't. Let's show me what you did. Now I'm in mommy mode. I have the baby. So, show me what you did. What did you do? You want what? Oh, okay. Well, no. Come here first, and let's. So anyway, this is my son, and I'm renovating right now. So our room is like it's all no. Okay, it's all kinds of things going on in the room. But that's not what you want. And we realize that. And so again, our official goal is to acquire land ownership, acquire real estate ownership, home ownership, and to homeschool our children, to create schools and facilities that we get a chance to determine the curriculum and these types of things. These are all things that we're really towards the end working on. Multi-family unit or multi-unit that everybody can invest in. So when you're joining a flower, you have to know that in order for it to sustain, this is the other question that I got, how does it sustain itself? It sustains itself first with the mindset of the people, and the people with a particular mindset are the ones who come in and work it to help it grow. It's just like with a real plant and a real flower. You have a seed. First you have soil. You have to buy the right kind of soil, which we are actually. We're like the divine feminine is the soil when you think about it, because it's the foundation for everything to grow. It's the birthing center. And so the soil has to be rich enough to make that seed become the flower, the plant, the herb, like whatever it's going to become. It has to be rich enough so the seed can become the thing that it's meant to be. And in order for that to happen, there is a third party that comes in, which is the sunlight, if you're growing out wild in nature, and the other elements of the air and the wind, or it's another human being. If that plant is in some side of somebody's home, they have to water it, they have to put it in sunlight, so all of the elements are still working, right? There are these outside elements that all have to come together and make it work. There's never just the soil doing one thing, and all that seed is doing is being in its natural state, and it's going through the phases so that it can become this beautiful thing for us to look at and witness, and this beautiful thing either for us to indulge in and eat if it's an herb plant, it's healing to our bodies. But it took a process and a team of the right kind of elements and things, and in this case people, to get the seed there and the place where it was birthed. The soil is the birthing center. The people, the fires, you are like the soil. If there are no fires, there is no flower. Okay? The wind people in the wind position are like the first stages of the seed growing, right? Little peak, like the little green bud coming out. The people in the earth position are the second phase of the flower. We're now like, okay, it just went from that little sprout to like a full-on stem, and leaves are coming out now. Still a baby, right? It's coming together. Then in the next phase of that seed, right, when you're in the water position, or this person, and you're being watered, you are like a flower now. There is your stem, there are the leaves, There's your little centerpiece with all of, like, let's say it's a sunflower, right? All the little stems that's in there. And then the petals are coming out. And you're being watered because you need water to survive, right? So we need you. We need all of you, and we need you all to understand what it is you're getting into. Do not join a flower and you don't understand how that flower operates or works. Because that is, you just can't be out here saying, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. People are doing this to me. There are people who are ripping me off. You have to understand what you're getting into. Sometimes there's that thing in spirit, that spirit will move you to say, nope, go with this. And you may not know all of the details. You may not know what it is. I just trust the person who is bringing me in. Our group is private, so it's not open to everybody. And we're not talking to everyone. And we're not looking to be maybe at 6,000 members or so. Not just yet, at least anyway. We're very, very private, because when you come into our group, you're automatically entered in as a member of the Enfranchised Collective Communal Investment Group. We're doing other things like compounded interest accounts that we're going to be investing in, land, like I said, ownership, multi-units, and many other things that we're going to be investing in. So you are automatically a member when you come in. We have a strict, I don't want to say strict because that's the wrong word, but we had to restructure our flower because it fell apart. And again, right, just people being people, and you have to leave room for human errors when you're acting in part of yourself, the part and parcel of yourself, which is human. It's going to always be some type of a flaw. It's going to always be a doubt based off of your 0 to 7 experiences, or again, this whole colonial, like slavery and the effects of it. There's going to be just different things playing into your reason for leaving or breaking your agreement, because you broke the agreement and you're out of integrity when you just up and leave or don't show up for the position that you said you were going to show up for and do. Understand what you're getting into. When you understand it and you really know it, it helps you to make better decisions about where you're going to land and where you're going to be. So we have an amazing special, August 16th, up until August 16th. You can come into our flower without needing 2 people. We will talk more about that on Tuesday. You can join us on a Zoom. I will maybe perhaps share the link here. I'm not sure yet because this is too much of a public space, but what you can do is you can reach out to me at 347-927-7886, and then we are going to be creating a Gmail for our group, and so you will be able to reach us there. But in the meantime, just hit me up, 347-927-7886, and I will give you more details as to why, right? We're doing this amazing special. But get in quick. You don't need your 2. You definitely want to have your friends and families also come in and be a part of this, because they don't need their 2, right? So get out there, let people know this is what's happening. And watch the video so you can get more information about, again, who we are and like what we're doing. But that's our special, August 16th. Know what you're getting into. Know that this is a private group and we do not open this up to everybody. We're not interested in having everyone in our group because we're not a good fit for everyone, and you may not be a good fit for us, okay? So thank you for that, and I will see you all 2 and 2. Watch the Zoom. Thank you for listening. Peace.